We are born to die. A cruel but common saying that the people of Earth have often shared with each other. Not to devalue their individual existence, but to value how much time they have. People often won't realize how precious life really is, until it's no longer precious at all. The same could be said for the Doctor, a Time Lord who travels through time and space. She thought she could run away from death, no matter how many lives it may take away from her, that she is in some inconceivable way invincible. But we all die eventually. Not even a Time Lord as arrogant as she is can outrun death. But where there is death, there is life. And on the same day, the same hour, and the exact minute of somebody dying, a child is born. So, this is my story. This is the story of how the Doctor died. But it is also the story of how I was born.
The temporal oscillators. Cheeky buggers. Daniel, quick, pass me a wrench. Thank you. I want to repair the ship, not offend her.
Doctor?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's your hair. May I ask, is it...
Gaining back its color? Not exactly. After my horrific shock, the melanocytes in my hair died. My body's been attempting to regenerate it for some time now. But repairing a part of myself without energy takes an awful amount of time. It's getting there, but as you can see, it won't be ginger anymore.
I'll never understand Time Lord biology.
Don't even try. It gets very silly. How are you anyway, Mr. Carlin?
I've been thinking.
Well, I wouldn't if I were you.
Doctor, please.
Fine. You okay, Mr. Carlin?
Yes, I am. I suppose. It's Haley.
Humans. Feelings, emotions. That's all you fellas do, isn't it? Cry when it rains and smile whenever the sun shines. Contemplate over the rise of a summer's rainbow.
Doctor!
I'm sorry. That was insensitive of me. Go on. I'm listening.
I've thought about your advice. I understand about the web of time and whatnot, but I still...
Have feelings? I know. But you must understand, Daniel. You two are from different periods of Earth's history, and in my experience, that can become rather complicated. I'm not saying you can't, it's just that sometimes I don't have a say in the matter. Curse of a time traveler, I'm afraid.
I know, but... Never mind.
When was the last time you had a well-maintained shower aboard, Doctor?
Oh, whenever it was I traveled with a maintenance man. I never bother. A cold shower always does me a world of good.
Well, if you don't mind me saying, I think it's a few centuries in need of repairs. What are you two doing anyways?
Well, the Doctor's fixing the chameleon circuit, and... well, I'm just passing tools back and forth. Part of our job description, or so the Doctor says.
Oh, so the Doctor can fix her lizard circuit, but not the shower? Right, what is it anyways?
The Doctor says it changes the exterior of the TARDIS to suit within the surroundings of where we go. Used to work, but apparently, when the Doctor first landed in the 20th century, it broke, became stuck as a mere police box.
Precisely! Do forgive me, Haley. I've been awfully rude. Good morning!
Yes, thank you. Doctor, I've been thinking...
Not you as well. Go on.
Well, at the minute, every time we try to have a peaceful holiday, some sort of world is in peril, or we're stuck in an interstellar war between the Brutons and the Saltarians.
Suntarans. Don't you let them hear you say that. Insulting their very name is a capital offense, and believe me, you wouldn't want to get political with the Suntarans.
Suntarans, fine. But wouldn't it be nice for a change if we could go somewhere nice? I don't always fancy running away from typical shouty, one-dimensional villains in the Monster of the Week. That's some Star Trek bullshit. I want some actual fun.
She's got a point, Doc. Well, I don't know about the Star Trek bit. I still can't fathom what that is.
20th century television, Daniel. Just after your time. But very well. Let's see what I can do. It'll give me a chance to try out the lizard circuit anyway. How about...
If it contains the 4 words, the Eye of Orion, Doctor, no. Every time we try to go there, we always land on the wrong planet.
Now I think you may have a point there. Would certainly explain why I bumped into the Master all the time, a few generations back. The disguises were a good laugh at the very least. Now let's see. Ah yes, I know. There we go. Now Haley and Mr. Carlin, how do you feel about a pleasant holiday to Blackpool? Every time. What is it about Blackpool? Hold on to something!
What do you think we're doing?
What's happening?
I have no idea. Wait, no. Hold on a second. This is all wrong. According to the readings, there's a rip in the timelines. Now that's more than a little worrying. By the looks of it, she's taking us to its epicenter, which is unfortunate for us.
Unfortunate? How come?
Unfortunate because I'm rather afraid we're in for a bumpy landing. Hold on tight!
Oh, good heavens! God, is that you? Have you come? Have you answered our prayers? Hello? Who are you? Have you been sent from the good Lord above? Have you come to help us in our time of need?
Yes, I have come to help. Yorktown is in danger. History is in danger. I have come from across the stars to find you. I do not come from God. I come from Skaro, and I am here to save humanity from the Daleks.
Doctor? Haley? What happened?
Remind me to implement some railings in here, Daniel. Can't go traveling around the universe knocking ourselves out now, can we? Ugh, my head.
Well, at least you're fine. Haley? Haley?
Daniel? What's wrong? Oh no. Haley, is she...
She's okay. Her vitals are fine and she's breathing regularly, but she's unconscious. Took a rough knock to the head. Doctor, we need to get out of here. She needs help.
Yes, I see what you mean. Let me check the scanner first. It won't do to get ourselves killed so prematurely now. Learned that lesson a long time ago. Well, we seem to be in luck. A shame the scanner's off limits, but at least we seem to be safe for the time being. The old girl might need some time to adapt to the chameleon circuit. Come on, Daniel. Chop chop.
Well, it's certainly not my time, but at least it's Earth. Where do you think we are?
Not a clue. I'll soon get an idea once we speak to the locals. However, first things first. It seems to be a village, which means we're in luck. A village in this time is never without a local doctor in town. Come on, time's a-wastin'. First we help Haley, then we investigate what's caused the rupture. If the web of time is unstable in any way, I need to know.
Ah, finally, boy. What took you so long? Have you seen them? How close are they to arriving?
Sorry, Reverend. I came as fast as I could. Me and the boys scouted from opposite sides of the village, sir. I'm afraid the two armies are coming together, and it seems they aim to make battle here. What should we do?
I'm not sure, child. Tell everyone in the village to take shelter in their abodes unless told otherwise. Is that understood? We want to try and prevent as much unnecessary bloodshed as we can. All the good that will do, anyhow.
Okay, sir. Will do, Reverend.
Oh, and take this for your troubles.
Thank you, sir. May God bless you.
In times like these, I understand what it's like to lose faith. After all, if God created us, then why does he persist on us destroying each other? Is that all we are to him? Little pawns to his games? I'm afraid you were right. It seems they'll be here tomorrow, if not sooner. What should we do? How can I save my people from such barbarity?
Do not. There is a traveler coming this way. They call themselves the Doctor. You must meet them and take them into your company. They will save you from total annihilation from the enemy forces.
How do I meet them? How do I convince them to help us in our time of crisis, Holy One?
Explain the situation, but do not forget what I told you. You cannot tell them about me until the time is right. It will jeopardize not only your townsfolk, but the very fabric of history itself.
But why? I know you said they are scared of you and others much like yourself, but surely they'll understand.
Because the Doctor knows our true instincts and won't understand that I have become an abomination to the Dalek Empire. They will try to destroy me without giving me a chance. My existence is imperative to not only your survival, but the survival of the Doctor. being detected. Humanoid life form is boarding Dalek time vessel.
Hello, my colourful pepperpot friends. What an utter delight to see you all.
What is the meaning of this? The time is close. You should be preparing for the final assault.
Oh, don't worry your precious little eye stalks. We've got it all under control. Thanks to you lot, of course. I want to see your controller. I have some concerns I would like to discuss.
Concerns. You may discuss with me, General Lord Cornwallis, but do not begin to think that you can bargain with the Daleks. Time is a precious commodity. Speak!
How very peculiar. You seemed alright a few minutes ago.
You don't think news is spread around about our arrival, do you? Wonder why they seem so scared.
Yes, but I don't think it's because of us. Look at them, all frightened as if... Why, hello there! The first person to come charging to us! I say, do you by chance know if there's a doctor nearby at all? You see, me and my friends here have gotten ourselves a little bit of a pickle.
You shouldn't be out here. The Reverend told me to get everyone into their homes. I'm just doing as he instructed. You need a doctor, you say?
Yes, we do. Our friend Haley is unconscious. Can you help us?
Your accent. It's British. You two, you three. You're here to take us by surprise, aren't you? This is some kind of tactic, isn't it?
Look, me and my friend just got here. We have no idea what you're talking about. Please, we're on your side, and we certainly don't mean you any harm. Now please take us to the village doctor, and whilst you do, you can explain what's going on here, okay? We only want to help, but first you must help us.
Neil, you should be home by now, surely.
Sorry, miss. I was, but then I came across these three. They need your help. The girl is unconscious, took a harsh knock to her noggin.
I see. Well, you better come in. The guest room should do okay for now. Not got all the facilities, mind you. After all, it is wartime, you know.
That's alright. As long as she has a safe place to rest, she'll be fine.
Your accent. Do beg my pardon, but...
It's alright, miss. They have nothing to do with the oncoming forces. They're trustworthy. The other two are from about these parts, at least.
I see. Very well,
Daniel Carlin. But please call me Daniel.
Very well, Daniel. Come on.
Sorry, ma'am. I hope you don't mind me asking, but are you okay?
Yes, I'm quite okay. It's you lot I'm worried about. War, Neil. Seems to touch everything it shouldn't. Knowing it's coming here to lay your little village to waste depresses me. Yorktown, you say?
Yes, ma'am.
I was afraid so. Please don't call me Mum. Call me the Doctor. Everyone else does.
A doctor? But...
Oh, I'm not that kind of doctor. More of a scientist. I know a few things about helping people, but medicine isn't always my strongest suit. Neil, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. Neil Sampson at your service.
Well, Neil, Dr.
Isabella Little.
Ah, yes. Dr. Isabella Little is quite right. You should be heading on home now. It's dangerous out there, and it's about to become a whole lot worse for you. Go and be with your family. Give them a hand, eh? Just as you helped us.
Are you sure? You don't need me to...
I think we'll be okay. But thank you, it means a lot. Now hurry along before it's too late.
She'll be okay. She just needs some rest, is all. Time will resolve her suffering. Now, I think it's time you explained yourselves. Who are you and what are you doing here?
Speak or be dismissed.
Very well. I know you've explained the situation, our inevitable defeat, that we hope to prevent thanks to yours truly. But me and my men are still nervous about all of this. Are you sure the drones will function to our commands?
Undoubtedly. Did the Daleks not promise? Dalek technology is far more advanced than your mere species could possibly comprehend. We would never allow an oversight to affect our mission.
Ah, yes, your mission. The prisoner must be taken alive, yes?
Yes. She must be taken alive for a Dalek firing squad. She must pay for her crimes against Dalek purity. If she is to be exterminated, you will have me to answer to.
Very well. It's understood, Time Controller.
Analysis of the humanoid report. Performance adequate. Reliance on the General remains logical. And yet, will the General rely on the Daleks? His uprising from the King cannot be permitted success. The alteration of time must be marginal. If it is tempered beyond control, the consequences will be unforeseeable.
Daniel, is that you? Where are we?
Oh, thank God you're alright. How are you doing? Memory hazy at all?
Last I remember, the TARDIS went nuts. We all got yeeted, and I went slam into the wall. Well, that's it.
Yeah, your head took quite a knock. You were out for some time.
Great. Please don't tell me I'm becoming a damsel around here. First I get attacked by a mind parasite, now I'm Sleeping Beauty for God knows how long. Who carried me?
Only a couple of hours, don't worry. Besides, you a damsel? Don't think anyone would accuse you of being that.
I don't know whether I should feel insulted or delighted by your comment.
Well, not the former, I hope. Come on, the doctor's waiting out in the kitchen. She'll be terribly excited to see you up and about again.
I see all the men are having a good time, and only a day away before the fields of battle are soiled in our blood.
But please, don't dampen the mood, Hamilton. It's nice to see loyal men prance around the fire, chit-chatting before nightfall. I must say, it warms my heart. Now, don't get up on account of me. This night may very well be some of your last, but I can assure you tomorrow you will not have fallen in vain. Your noble sacrifice, if any occur, will be remembered in equal to our victory. I believe in my heart that the day on our horizon will be the beginning not only for our nation but for the world. The British have threatened us with their corrupt laws and xenophobic barbarity, but no more, I say. We have fought mighty, hard, and bravely. Many have died and many more will die, but we are in service to the future generations who will forever be in debt to us. All praise to the American people and those who live on her land in peace and in harmony, without prejudice, till death do us part.
All praise to the American people, and those who live on her land in peace and harmony, without prejudice, till death do us part.
Why, I must say, you have quite the collection, Isabella.
Why, thank you, Doctor. Sorry, it's strange to come across another person in such a profession as myself. Female too, for that matter. I must say, it's awfully nice to have another woman around here to challenge the male folk. Why, they can be awfully boisterous and authoritative, can't they? Controlling and demeaning at the worst of times.
Some, but not all. It may be hard to see now, but believe me, there are a few nice ones around. Take Daniel, for instance. He's a charmer, and for his time, terribly modern.
For his time?
Ah, yes. Sorry, it's a figure of speech, you understand.
I see.
This watch of yours, I must say it's quite fascinating. Beautiful, too. Where'd you get it from?
Oh? It was bestowed to me by my father. He was a traveler, you see. A few years before he died, he took a journey out into Geneva and met a dying man, who he tried to nurse back to health. Unfortunately, the man died, but thankfully he didn't suffer. He appreciated all my father's efforts, and as a gift he wanted him to have his finest possession.
Your father must have been a terribly kind man.
He was. Not many fathers would appreciate their daughters wanting to be in the same profession as them.
Steady yourself, Doctor. What's got you all worked up, huh?
Oh, Haley, I know it's silly of me to say, but I felt terribly guilty about what happened in the TARDIS.
I don't want to disturb this little reunion of yours, so I'm gonna head out for a bit. Make yourselves at home.
Well, now she's gone, we can get back down to business.
And about time too. Didn't think he was going to leave at this rate. I know it's a home and all, but...
Yes, Doctor. Daniel said there's something you need to talk to us about. Something wrong, isn't it?
Yes, Haley, and if we don't resolve it, not only will history shatter into pieces, but the entire universe may just crumble into entropy. It's 1781, and I'm afraid we've landed right in the middle of the last major battle of the American Revolution.
Sergeant, if I may have a word.
Yes, sir.
Come on inside, will you, Evans? I want to discuss with you the final preparations before we head out on the assault.
Is this about our secret weapon, sir?
Why, you are a bright one, aren't you? Yes, it is. I think it's time I spoke to you man to man. After all, you're my sergeant, and I believe you have a right to know what we're dealing with.
We're in some really deep shit this time, aren't we?
Not more than usual, surely.
Daniel, if the Doctor is right, and history here is about to be altered, the British may very well claim victory in Yorktown, and if that happens, they might very well win the damn thing. My entire history could be wiped from existence. Right, Doctor?
Yes, I'm afraid that's a possibility. Either that, or the United States will remain under British tyranny for the next few hundred years.
So what are we going to do about it?
I told you earlier, Daniel, I'm a time traveler. A Time Lord, even. Keeping the timeline steady and stable is my duty, and I cannot afford to fail. Their fate of reality is in our hands.
Doctor, you said this is Yorktown, right? You're definitely certain of our location and time?
Yes, of course I am. We were well informed by the good doctor. Why do you ask?
It's just occurred to me. The very man who forced the British to retreat back to their own soil was a general, wasn't he?
Yes. Oh no.
Yeah, so we don't just have to ensure it's an American victory, but we have to make sure that George Washington lives to see another day.
George Washington? Oh, that George Washington?
Yes, that one. The general who led his attack force on the day of the infamous siege is none other than the first president of the United States.
Oh, the saints preserve us, sir.
Stirring, is it not? Yes, I too could barely stand up straight when our benefactors first introduced me to this sheer feat of possibility. I don't understand how it all works, but they tried explaining it to me about trans-dimensional engineering, whatever that is.
But this is impossible. It's just a small tent. It was just a small tent a moment ago. I should know, I've already passed it enough times.
That's just what it appears to be. It's surrounded by what our benefactors described as a kind of chameleon circuit. It disguises itself in your eyes as a tent, but is in actuality a gateway into a smaller dimension.
Sir, you're not making any sense.
Truth be told, it doesn't make any sense to me either. Now, do come along, Evans. There's something I want to show you.
One of the drones, sir?
Right on. You recall what I explained? How our troops will make the charge from within armoured machines of battle, the likes of which the world has never seen before. Well, I like to be flexible when it comes to honesty. None of the men are to travel in these things, hence why I give the order for you and the men to ready the weaponry. Here, take a look. Do you understand now, Sergeant? These aren't mere machines. Why, they are the gifts from our comrades in war.
But why? I don't see.
Sorry for the long wait. Had to pop off to the local church really quick. Felt the necessity to inform the Reverend of your sudden arrival.
Oh, let me guess. The good servant of the Lord would like to see us at the utmost urgency. It's how things usually go.
You must be awfully used to this by now, being a traveler and all. I'm sorry for a late return back, but there were matters I wanted to discuss before dawn broke. You, of course, understand the trying times we face.
Unfortunately, we do. Any news when the advancing forces are due to arrive?
Well, I have received news of the advancing armies, you see, and we believe they'll be here by morning. I did contemplate whether or not it'd be wise to evacuate the villagers to safety. But we're afraid we would suffer an even greater loss of life if the British opened fire on us without mercy, or if our own allies confused us for approaching spies.
Yes, I see what you mean. And you are?
Oh, I'm so sorry. How rude of me. I'm Reverend James McGuire Jr., the local pastor in these parts. I believe in times like these, the people need a servant of the Lord to look up to. Religious belief becomes incredibly important to people in times of crisis.
Oh, I quite agree, Reverend. Allow us to introduce ourselves. This is Daniel Carlin. The lovely young woman here is Haley Stokes, and I'm the doctor.
Well, I'm most obliged to meet you all. Wait, you're the doctor? The doctor?
Depends on who's asking, but yes, I mostly go by the doctor. Why?
Oh, my guardian angel was right! They told me of your imminent arrival, and how paramount you are to helping us stop the bloodshed tomorrow morning.
And who exactly is this guardian angel of yours, Reverend? You seem to know an awful lot about us, or rather me, I should say, but I can't begin to guess as to who you're talking about. I don't like being left in the dark. I find it awfully irritating, and after the day we've had, I just want some answers.
And you will, my dear. They told me you would be like this. Curious, obtrusive, even a bit rude. But I'll forgive you. If you come with me, it's vital to my people's survival.
Oh, leaving so soon, Reverend? I was just about to put out dinner.
No thank you, my dear. I'm afraid I need the accompaniment of your young friends here. It seems a prophecy I was foretold is about to become reality.
I see. I won't intrude then. If it's important, then you best be on your way.
Yes, and where are we going exactly?
Where else, Doctor? But our place of prayers. Brace Church, to be precise, the oldest church on this side of Virginia. The angel is waiting for you.
Communication channel requested from Homeworld Starro. It is the Emperor. Open channel. Affirmative. The humanoid can be trusted. He is arrogant and deluded with his own corrupt self-righteousness that he can't begin to comprehend a possible betrayal. Excellent. Humankind remains the puppets of the Daleks. What of the escaped prisoner and the rogue element that pursues her? We haven't yet located the prisoner. Our detectives failed to scan for any alien life forms on this planet. We, however, believe the rogue element is somewhere in this village. You have done well, Time Controller. However, be warned, if you disappoint me now, your punishment for your insolence will be total extermination! I concur, Emperor. Commence further DNA scanning of the vicinity. Report at once when you detect a double trace. I obey.
You'll be back, won't you? Can't let all this food go to waste now. This dreadful war has made meat imports from the lands terribly hard to come by.
Oh, we'll be back, but don't worry. You'll have company. Mr. Carlin here is quite famished, I'm sure.
Doctor?
Daniel, we both know that something is affecting the stability of time and space. After all, we are standing on one of history's weakest nexus points, and as we've seen, something has severed that point. I want to find out what's going on and prevent it before calamity occurs.
And how does that in any way mean I have to stay behind whilst you and Haley wander off and have all the fun? What if I want to see the mysterious angel too?
Because I don't think the good doctor is being entirely truthful to us. Women in this time period weren't allowed a role in a medical profession. Ever since our arrival, we've not seen the typical prejudices that belong to this time, and that has me worried. I want you to talk to her. See if you can get anything out of her and have a good look around. After all, you're the trained spy around here. We both know you were made for this kind of work.
Do we? I thought I was reasonably rubbish. Fine. You and Haley go and have your fun. I'll let you know when you get back if I've discovered anything interesting.
Good lad. I promise we won't be long. Reverend?
All ready when you are, ma'am.
Off we go, I guess. Goodbye, Daniel. And be careful.
You too. Come running if you need help.
I must say, it's awfully nice of you to stay with me, whilst your friends go wandering off on a little escapade. It gets awfully lonely around here. Having a dinner date makes for a delightful change. Tea?
So, Reverend, this angel of yours, tell me about them.
Oh, Doctor, if only you will believe me. I found the fallen one a few days ago, just south of here, if you can believe. It was weak and quite possibly dying, but I was able to maintain it via its own instructions. And ever since, it speaks of amazing tales, of worlds beyond our lands, yet also of a nightmarish prophecy that I'm afraid might become our destiny.
I see. An angel and a prophet. I'd love to have a chat.
In time, Doctor. The angel isn't ready to meet you yet. But when it is, I will let you know. Welcome to Grace Church. It was built in 1697, making it the oldest place of worship in these parts. Doctor, what are you doing?
Oh, nothing. Just a quick sniff.
Doctor, what is it?
Reverend, tell me, what are you hiding in the basement?
Hiding? Why, I'm not hiding anything, Doctor.
Oh, but I think you are. These energy emissions are terribly faint, but they can't fool me. What makes me curious, however, is how familiar they are. You coming, Haley?
Guessing we're looking for whatever door leads to the basement?
Correct first time, my young friend. The Reverend isn't being entirely truthful to us, and I want to know why.
But I've told you everything you need to know. Oh, Doctor, please just sit down.
I think I found it!
Brilliant, Haley. Now, Reverend, let's see who or what you're hiding.
Doctor, please, this is your final warning.
Reverend, I've had every dictator under the sun shove a gun in my face. So believe me when I say your little party popper isn't getting fired tonight. You're a decent man, a follower of the Lord, and if you believe in the Holy Bible, you know to kill is the sin.
Doctor, please! I'm trying to help you. Please come back!
Doctor, have I ever told you I hate when you're right?
No, but many have. Come on and be quiet.
Doctor.
Haley, get back upstairs. Now!
Doctor?
Do as I tell you!
Do not be afraid, you two. You are quite safe.
Reverend, I don't know what this creature has said to make you believe it's a servant sent to you by God, but it's anything but. It's a killing machine from outer space that dreams of murdering all life that doesn't resemble its own.
But Doctor, what is it?
This Haley is a Dalek. The most hateful creature in the entire cosmos. Its one purpose is to destroy.
You should not be here. The time was not right.
I am so sorry to have failed you, but the doctor, she...
It does not matter. I'm aware of the doctor's ingenuity. She would have discovered me eventually. Doctor, we must speak.
You know how I feel about your species and the thousands you have annihilated across the known cosmos. There's nothing left to say. You're a monster to the universe, something that needs to be eradicated.
You are wrong.
Oh? Well, come on then. Elaborate.
My species is an abomination to the universe, but I am unique. I am not a threat to you or the people of this planet.
I've heard this before, and it has been a cowardly lie every single time.
My words are the truth. I have come to warn you of an imminent invasion in this time period.
And why should I believe you? Come on, just a few words. If you don't manage that, then I know what I have to do. And believe me, it isn't going to be pretty.
Because I am an abomination, but not to the universe. Alien life form detected. Are you certain? Analyze the life form's physiognomy. We cannot allow for mistakes. Confirmation. 2 heartbeats registered. Inform General Lord Cornwallis immediately. The Time Lord will finally be ours.
More?
No. Oh, I don't think I can take another bite.
Oh, how rude.
You know what I mean. As my plate suggests, that was scrumptious.
Glad to hear you enjoyed it, young man. I don't often feed anybody else around these parts, you understand. And I've never been married. That kind of hoo-ha would damage my career.
Oh, believe me, I understand it all too well. Some of the people I used to work with, before I met the doctor, consider marriage to be a complete waste of their time, but I'll admit, I always thought that it was an excuse. If you don't fall in love with anybody, well, you won't end up getting hurt.
And you're probably right. It's too often these days that men sleep with whatever they come by, and next thing they know, they're spread as a family of 4 to start looking out for. No wonder why so many women end up in abusive marriages. I'd feel sorry for them if I didn't have to see it every day.
Tad cruel, don't you think?
Possibly, but sometimes I think us women need to stand up to those of the opposite sex and tell them who's boss.
I've always believed in equality myself. After all, not one is better than the other.
Oh, but you're still so young, Daniel. I'll grant you're one of the better men I've come across during my time.
I get your meaning. Would you mind if I cleaned up the plates for you? I felt useless all day, and I'd rather like to be doing something.
Knock yourself out. I need to check on a little something anyhow.
curious woman.
All those machines. Are you saying there's a creature in every one of them?
Quiet, man! I have entrusted you with this knowledge, and you mustn't inform the other men. Besides, can't you see they're all asleep?
But we're meant to be waking up soon, aren't we, sir? Do you not want us ahead of the curve?
Oh, heavens! I'm sure we can allow the men the luxury of a little more rest. After all, there's been a change of plans. It's important that Washington and his comrades arrive before us.
What? But why, sir? I'll give them a chance to outflank us. What are we done for?
You have very little faith, man. Now go and get some rest. Tomorrow we charge into battle. This had better be worth my time, Time Controller.
Doctor, will you stop rushing up and down the pews and just tell me what's on your mind, please? Maybe I can help.
When Daleks are involved, Haley, nobody can help me. It's me and them until the end of time. Whenever I think they're all gone, another one shows its face. They're like a persistent goal that refuses to leave until you nourish it of all its needs.
Will you stop brooding for 1 minute? Look, I understand how severe the situation has become, Doctor, but please.
Haley, you understand nothing of the pain and torment these creatures have inflicted upon people throughout time and space. The suffering I've had to witness, the battles I've lost, the people I've sacrificed in the tiniest hope of putting their tyranny to an end. They have enslaved, butchered, and erased entire worlds out of existence. And you tell me to calm down? Haley, if we fail to prevent what's about to happen, it's not only the future of your own species at stake, but everything you've ever seen out there in the cosmos. All those planets you discovered, the planets you've traveled to. They'll never exist unless I stop them.
Doctor, you need to start letting us help you. For once, stop pushing us away and tell me what's on your mind. Maybe I can help.
I'm sorry. When Daleks are involved, I get awfully grouchy. It's just this time I'm not sure what to make of what's going on here. History on the brink of collapse, the universe at stake, an incoming invasion, and a rejuvenated Dalek trying to help prevent a catastrophe.
Well, I guess we have until morning to decide, but you better think of something quickly, Doctor, because to think my entire life may very well not exist any longer terrifies me.
Yes, but it won't happen, Haley. I'll make sure of that.
Finished cleaning up the dishes.
Huh? Oh, sorry, I zoned out for a second. Thank you so much for cleaning up. It's not often that someone offers. I'm eternally grateful.
It's not a problem. Just one request. Can you point my way to the lavatory?
Down the hall, second left. You can't miss it.
Thank you. Oh my. No thank you, 1781. Not today. Now we're getting somewhere. Dr. Isabella Little. What could be so important that you'd have to hide it behind a giant safe? Well, I may not be the best at espionage, but I know a trick or two to get through one of these bad boys.
Release me now, pet. If you love every man, woman, and child that lives here, or I will burn this planet to the cinders, taking all the people with it.
There we go. Haven't lost my touch yet. Now let's see. Isabella? You okay? What happened? Isabella? Isabella? What happened here?
I didn't hurt her, I promise. I heard a scream, so I came rushing in. I thought someone was attacking her.
Well, judging by the inflictions on her hand and the damage of that glass container, seems she broke it herself. But why? We don't have time for this. Help me get her on the couch, will you? Seems to be breathing at the very least. You're meant to be home. Won't your parents be worried?
Yeah, but Mother and Father went to sleep an hour ago. I wanted to see if there was anything I could do to help before daylight.
There's very little you can do. Since you're here, how about you help me look around? I would send you back home, but I don't take you as a boy that listens to his elders. After all, I was like that myself at your age. Am I right? Good. Now come with me. At least this way I can keep you out of trouble.
Home at last.
Oh, Haley, maybe this time I'm not the right person to decide on what I should do. My fear and hatred could be getting in the way of preventing a universal catastrophe, but to trust the Dalek would be foolhardy. I don't know what to do.
Doctor, I don't know what the Daleks have done or what they're capable of, but maybe this one is telling the truth. Maybe it's different. You'll never know if you don't give it a chance. But if you're right, we could fix things. We always do, don't we?
I do apologize, Reverend, for my attitude towards you, but I've made my decision about our little friend down there. I need to talk to them. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but for once in all my lives, I'm asking a Dalek for help. Do you know what that means to me? The very words, they don't anger me. They frighten me. And fear can be a terribly dangerous thing. So this better not be some kind of trick.
I understand. I wouldn't expect better from you, Doctor. But now we have a common goal. Time is running out. We cannot delay.
Strange, isn't it? For once I'm agreeing with the Dalek.
What is this place?
A laboratory. Seen enough on my travels. I'm getting a nasty feeling the doctor was onto something. Now, what have you been up to, Isabella? Way too advanced for this time period, that's for certain.
How awfully perceptive of you, Daniel.
So the game is up. Is that it? Finally showing your true colours?
In a manner of speaking, Daniel, you have a lot to learn. Isabella Little never lied to anyone. A woman out of time, yes, but she was as kind and insufferable as she appeared to be. However, what she didn't appear to be was a carefully crafted fabrication. If she did, I don't think I'd have bothered.
Yeah, don't toot your own horn. I think the doctor saw it all in a second.
I designed my work for smaller minds. Sorry. Tell her I said thanks, though. My pursuers are on her tail now, and what a relief that is.
Isabella? What is she talking about, Daniel?
I'm not sure, but I know enough to deduce that Isabella's gone. Whoever's standing before us now is an entirely different person.
You're not as stupid as you seem, but your words are endlessly boring. I'd be more than happy to explain what it does, of course, but I'm afraid I need a participant.
If you think...
Oh, but I do. If you wish to preserve the boy's facial features, you'll do exactly what I say. Neil, strap him to the table. Does everybody understand what we are doing?
Yes.
Good. Then we can begin.
Daniel, I can't. I won't. If anything were to happen to you, it'd all be my fault. I shouldn't have snuck out tonight. If I hadn't...
Stop worrying about the past and worry about the present. Do what you're told, Neil. The doctor will stop her. She always does.
Oh, time's a wasting. Get moving.
Daniel, I'm sorry.
It'll be okay, Neil. I promise.
Oh, he absolutely won't. I assure you. Attach his head to the apparatus, Neil. Don't make noises like that. It'll sting, but believe me, once we get this show on the road, it's going to hurt an awful lot more. It won't just be attached to your head, it'll sink its pinchers into your brain. Isn't that fun? Messy, I know, but mind control often is.
Mind control? Oh God!
Cease the whining, will you? Nobody else cried like this, and that's nearly the whole village we're talking about. I'll keep my lips sealed. I might spoil the plot. Neil, stay behind me and don't interfere. If you do, I won't hesitate to kill you. Nothing stands in the way of the greatest scientific mind the universe has ever known. Goodbye, Daniel Cullen, and I'm sorry about the pain. But believe me, your own scientists have done far worse. But the end, justify the means.
Oh, I wish you weren't out here, son, but considering the dire situation and the previous battles we lost, I find myself rather in need of your strategical mind. I hope I don't come to regret it. You have a child on the way. Things become hairy. Flee with your life. I'll stay to fight until the very end, no matter what happens.
You worry too much, George. You kept me away in fear of losing me. But since I'm here now, I shall stay to the very end. Even if at the cost of my own life, my wife may grieve. My son may be fatherless, but she knew the risks. Death is the price you have to pay to gift our loved ones a better life. I just hope somehow in the end, we'll win, no matter who may live or die.
I hope you're right, but I hope, for your family's sake, you'll see another day.
Now, Neil, for my next trick, are you watching? Of course you are. Stay quiet. Why don't you? I think if I ears you that way. Unstrap him, or I'll command him to tear them off himself, and believe me, he can't do that without embarrassing himself violently. Now, Mr. Colin, if I may call you that. Hell, you are my little puppets. You'll do as I say. Arise and announce yourself to me. Tell me who you believe to be your superior officer in all regards.
You are. I obey your commands without question, even if at the cost of my own life. I am yours. I am your servant. I am in your control.
Excellent. As always, I've outdone myself. This should be a piece of cake, as long as the doctor doesn't feel like party crashing. In fact, how about I make sure she doesn't? You'll like that, wouldn't you? How would you like to kill her for me? You can dice her up into little bits for the oven. We can make your cute little friend watch. She'll scream and quiver, but believe me, Daniel, you'll have every second of it. As will I.
Yes. I'd love that very much. The Doctor must be destroyed. Haley's tears will flow for you, my mistress. Then she in turn will suffer a similar fate.
Blimey, Daniel, contain yourself, you freaky man. You're right, however, we should get this little show on the road.
No!
Don't kill him. It'll be a terrible shame if he were to die prematurely. I want him to watch as his way of life falls apart all around him. People of Yorktown, your time is now. Arise, awaken, arm yourselves. Today is the day your lives have been building up to. Judgment Day has arrived.
We are awake. We are armed. We are ready to follow your instructions, mistress.
I knew as soon as I saw him and the Reverend I'd missed a couple, but it doesn't matter. I have enough of an army to protect me from the oncoming forces. But for now the people are coming together. Mr. Carlin, why don't we meet them at the church? We'll give this doctor of yours a little surprise. After all, you're my companion now, not hers.
Doctor, you might want to see this.
Oh no. So that's what the Daleks are up to. Brainwashing an entire town into slaves in order to find their escaped prisoner. They never cease to horrify me.
Incorrect. This advancement is not of Dalek design. Before I was disconnected from the Dalek hive mind, I learned of their plans to recapture my creator. These slaves do not belong to the Daleks.
Daniel! Oh, thank God!
Oh, of course. I'm so sorry, Daniel. I should have known better.
Indeed, but yet again, you were hardly the brains back in the academy. Sure, you're far more intelligent than the simple human microbe, but compared to the likes of our people, you were awfully dim. Always amazes me how you allowed yourself to be arrogant around the lesser life forms, because if they knew the truth, they'd realize you're no better than them.
Finally joining us for breakfast? Look at these people. Couldn't leave them alone, could you? Absolutely zero backbone, but that's not really recent. You missed the couple though, didn't you? The Reverend hasn't succumbed to your condition. Either that's the strength of his faith, or you cocked it up. I think it's the latter, don't you?
Yes. But I intend to rectify that little mistake.
The Time Lords will find out, you know.
No doubt, but they don't scare me, like they do with you.
Are you who I think you are? Been wondering this entire time. I know you've upset the Daleks. Why, I've met your little passion project.
No. How did you get here? You little...
I escaped Dalek imprisonment and followed you to this time period. I had to stop you and my species from annihilating those around you. When you arrived here on Earth, all I had to do was wait for the Doctor.
I knew I should have destroyed you when I had the chance. But hey, the Daleks, the most fearsome warmongers in the universe. Why, I couldn't say no to a challenge.
And as it would seem, you succeeded. Come on. You know me and I believe I know who you are as well. So come on, correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a while.
Last time I met you, question marks and all, you left me to die at the hands of the Tetraps. They put me on trial, and sentenced me to summary execution. Hanging isn't a nice way to go, Oh, Doctor, I've been waiting to get my hands on you for such a long time, and some things are worth the wait.
Of course it had to be you. Only you would go to such great and terrible lengths for your experiments.
Who is she, Doctor?
She likes to call herself the Ronnie. Why, that's a name I haven't said in a long time.
But Daniel!
We'll get him out of this, don't you worry. Now, Ronnie, if it's escape you want, you'll have it. I'll take you to a faraway world where the Daleks can't possibly find you. But first you have to help me prevent a catastrophe. Your interference threatens the very fabric of time itself.
Oh, Doctor, you can beg all you want. I have waited so long for this moment, and believe me, now couldn't be a better time than ever to perform my revenge. Daniel, as we discussed.
Of course, mistress.
Daniel, please. It's me, the Doctor. Come on, the conditioning is still fresh, and it's probably only half-baked to begin with. I know you're still in there, so please fight against her control. You can do it.
Afraid not, Doctor. The conditioning had half the night to get settled. He's firmly in my power. Now say goodbye to Mr. Carlin. It'd be the last time you'll ever see him as a friend of yours.
Halt, or I will fire.
You won't do any such thing. Exterminating us will make you the very thing you claim you are not. Now tell me, are you my little pet, or are you just another Dalek? I thought so. Goodbye, Doctor. Daniel, exterminate. What's going on?
Didn't you listen to anything I was saying? I gave you a chance to help, but it might already be too late. History is ripping apart by the seams, Ronnie. That's how I came here. The point of collapse hasn't happened yet, but it will. The effects have begun early. You've made a terrible mistake, and now not only will you pay the price, but the entire universe. History is fractured. It's affecting space as well as time, and soon enough there will be nothing.
My movement is impaired. I am out of control. Help me, Doctor. Help me.
No!
Emergency temporal shift. What is happening? And so you return to your masters at the end of everything. All is not lost yet. I have come for your help, Time Controller.
And there it is. This is how it happened. The lone and desperate Dalek took one final gambit. In order to save the universe, an alliance had to be made with the Daleks.